This is episode 86. I'm Combo Breaker 99.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Boston P.
And this is the first official episode of this year, man, of 2019, man. So, we're gonna kick this thing off right.
Yeah.
But
sure.
What we're gonna talk about today, it ain't the best fight in the world, but Amir Khan, he ain't fighting Kell Brook. He chose to fight Terence Crawford, but the venue they talked about is gonna be Madison Square Garden on April 21st. But Khan being Khan, he's still trying to hold on to something, man. I think he's doing this to kind of make Kell Brook wait a little bit. So, but right now, as we know, the word is Terence Crawford and Amir Khan are going to be fighting. But what was your first reaction when you heard about it, man?
It's definitely a good test. It's a good fight. And me personally, I just was feeling like kind of rejecting it a little bit because it wasn't the fight that I really was looking for. But it's definitely a solid fight. As far as Terence Crawford being who he is, and Amir Khan, he's definitely, he's not a bum by no measure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's a legit fight. It's a legit fight.
That's the thing, like, when people already hear the word Crawford and Khan, like, styles make fights, so it could still be interesting. But at the same time, Khan ain't a bum, but he's seen better days,
Okay, definitely seen better. That's a good way to put it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's definitely a legit fight, but it's just, like you say, one guy's kind of really on the way up and another guy's on the way down, and they meeting somewhere, I guess, in the middle, and we just have to see what happens from there. It's like I said, it's just maybe the closer it gets, I'll get more into it or whatever. But it wasn't one of those fights that got me going immediately. Some fights, as soon as you hear them announced, you're like, or even talking about them, you're like, oh yeah, to be honest, when they mentioned the Collazo thing, that's not a great fight that I wanted to see him in. But once they mentioned it, I'm like, okay, well, that could be a little interesting. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's the same thing I said, and I was going back and forth with somebody about that because they was like, oh, you really going to say that Collazo was better than Amir Khan? I'm like, well, again, look at it. Styles make fights, and who suffered more damage? Amir Khan. Amir Khan has suffered more damage than Luis Collazo has in the past 3-4 years. So my thing is, Luis Collazo, when that fight was announced too, or, that as a potential, I was kind of like, yeah, this might be a good little test because, he's a full-blown welterweight, whereas Khan, Keith Thurman was saying, oh, Terence Crawford need to fight Amir Khan, but Amir Khan fought at 140. He ain't a real welterweight either. So Collazo and Crawford, that would actually be a bigger test because at this point, I feel like Collazo, he still be pulling tricks out the bag.
Yeah, he's still kind of, I wouldn't say a gatekeeper, but he's definitely like that guy who can test some of these up and comers to really, give him some looks maybe they haven't seen yet. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a guy who can make a fight ugly and expose, not expose, but make a guy just look bad.
Yeah, because he did upset some undefeated young guys that were coming up.
Yeah, he was on the streak for a while, right?
Yeah, he was on a little streak, he put the hurting on Keith Thurman's body.
Yeah.
He's the guy that put that out there that, this is his weakness. This is his chink in his arm.
Yeah.
Exactly. So my thing is, once you look at that and you look at Amir Khan, what he's been doing, okay, Amir Khan, he did beat Collazo, but what year was that when he beat him and what's happened since then,
Right.
Who's really, like I said, who's a little bit more damaged and who's more polished. So I think that overall, this fight here with Amir Khan, it's more of a stay busy payday. It turned into more of a tune-up, but at the same time, it's more of a name.
Yeah.
At this point, Amir Khan is just a name. Even at welterweight, like, what really has he done at welterweight to make you say he is better than Collazo?
Yeah, and then it's like, he beat that Greco guy, and now he, gets a title shot.
Yeah, and which Vargas did he beat? Hold on, let me look that up while I'm talking. But the guy Vargas, he dropped him. You saw that last fight, man. I got to see which fight that was. But what do you think, man, as far as, like, this being this really being like a fight for Terence Crawford as far as like stepping up, like Keith Thurman said, man? Is it really a fight that's going to test him and put him up there with the welterweight?
To be honest, I think he's already been in tougher fights. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I really think he's been in tougher fights already. If anything, if he goes in there and does what he needs to do, this is going to be another highlight reel for him, to be honest. It has that type of potential. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this fight, I don't think any type of win over Khan solidifies anything more for Terence Crawford. You know, I mean, it's
just a payday, really.
Yeah, it's just a payday. I mean, no disrespect to Amir Khan, you know, I mean, he's a great fighter, but like I say, one guy's on the way up and another guy's on the way down, and it's you know, a Khan win won't really hold a lot of weight to me. I mean, he went there and beat Horn, who was undefeated. You know, Manny Pacquiao went 12 rounds with him. To me, that was more impressive. You know?
That's how I saw it too, man, because like a lot of people are still saying like Amir Khan, he posed more of a threat than Jeff Horn could have, but it's really hard to say, man, because again, like Jeff Horn, like it was a controversial win, but he holds that win over Pacquiao. He was undefeated. Mm-hmm. He's still a big, solid guy, you know, but Amir Khan, like I said, he's been down so many times, so many times against elite guys, you know. He's already been tested against elite, and we saw what happened, but Jeff Horn was something a little bit different. Yeah. You know, like I said, Terence Crawford was fighting a guy who blows up to 160.
Well, he was a big welterweight, and man, he couldn't stop him.
Man, he couldn't stop him, exactly.
So Terence Crawford is more of a knockout fighter than Manny Pacquiao. No, he's not. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So to me that really said a lot, that Manny went 12 with him, and Terence Crawford stopped him inside of what, 9?
About 9 rounds, yeah. So dismantled him.
That says something, man. You know what I mean? Jeff Horn was a young, game, undefeated fighter.
Walks around at a bigger weight.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was washed. Or he's game, he's young, he was ready to go, and Terence Crawford just, you know, showcased him. You know what I mean? So I don't think the Amir Khan win, you know, will be big. I mean, Amir Khan does have fast hands. He has some power, but you're gonna need more than that to, you know, derail somebody like a guy like Terence Crawford. I mean, he just got the momentum right now, man.
Especially when you factor in a lot of the things like we talked about in the past about with Amir Khan, you know, just skill, you know, his regular natural ability to try to block that. You know, there's some fighters who had suspect chins in the past, but they were able to adapt, you know, and protect that chin. But looking at his last fight, that Samuel Vargas fight, he came out on top, but he got dropped in the early half, you know?
Yeah.
Straight right hand down the pipe. And when you thinking of an accurate puncher like Bud Crawford, you know, imagine what's going to happen, you know? I know styles make fights all day, but Samuel Vargas, he's not the biggest puncher either. He just set up a nice shot.
Right.
And, you know, that's what Terence Crawford do. He sets guys up.
Sets it up. Absolutely. I agree with that.
So really, this fight is a smart business move for Bud.
Yeah.
You know, not a smart move for Amir Khan. You know, if he was smart, he'd be going after that Kell Brook fight. But for Terence, it's really a smart move as far as connecting his name to another guy that's, you know, big in the UK. He brings numbers over here. So that all in all, I can say, yeah, that's just a good name. That's just a good name on his resume now.
Yeah, I mean, and if you even think about it, it kind of makes you wonder why would like Amir Khan even be interested in a fight like this. It's a dangerous fight. Even if you did somehow pull out the victory, I mean, you still don't really mix it up with the guys at 147 that are floating around right now, you know. So, I don't know. It was just like I said, it was a fight I never seen, you know, didn't see coming. So, it's close to being made now, and we'll see, man. But I definitely think it'll wind up being another good look for Terence Crawford.
Yeah, I definitely think it will be, man, because it's like the levels we talk about, man. And like Amir Khan, man, like he's just on that level that Kell Brook is on. It's like a cash out level. You know, we talked about that, man. It's just like get your money against a good fight, you know, that's going to bring in the numbers and then go, man. Like you can't really compete with, you know, these elite guys no more. Like I said, like this might as well be an Errol Spence fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, he really feels like he want to put it all on the line, take Errol Spence or somebody. But I just don't really see him doing anything after this fight, even if he did pull off an upset.
Yeah, so I mean, it's nothing but more dangerous fights for him at 147, and just at this point in his career, it's just a lot of dangerous fights out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being the damage that he's took over over his career, it's just, I mean, it's cash out time.
Yeah.
You know, and which is still just weird why him and this Kell Brook thing can't seem to come together. It would be one of the biggest paydays. It's a fight that people still would be willing to watch. That people are still interested in somewhat, you know, from both of these guys. So I don't get why that fight can't be made.
It's like something personal with Kell Brook or something. Not, you know, like Amir Khan, they just got like a beef where he doesn't want to give him that satisfaction. That's what's kind of looking like, you know, like some dudes, if they had beef, they would actually want to get in the ring and settle it, you know. But he's doing the opposite by saying, "Nah, I'm gonna do this."
We're not that way, and which is the craziest thing, because you guys are fighters. You know what I'm saying? You both gonna get paid, win, lose, or draw. I mean, what's stopping you? I don't get that, man.
Yeah, I don't get him, man.
You get paid regardless.
Yeah.
You guys are fighters. You guys are at the crossroads. You know.
Just wrap it up, you know, just wrap this thing up, man. And going back to what we were saying, like the excitement behind this fight here is just like what Khan can do for so many rounds. You know, that's what makes it, you know, he has an exciting style, but I don't think it's really going to be a style that's going to give Bud trouble 12 rounds. You know what I mean? Like, I think it'll be exciting as long as it lasts, just because of the way he throws. You know, he's fast hands, but in a hardcore perspective too, like when it was announced, I wasn't feeling like Bud was having a challenge like I did with Collazo.
Yeah.
Again, people think that's crazy, but like I said, when they mentioned Collazo, I said, well, Collazo might be able to show Bud some things. Show
him some. Honestly, if nothing else, show him some things, man. If nothing else, show him some things. I mean, like you say, Amir Khan is a good boxer, but it's not going to be a lot of lessons in that fight, because he's not really bringing a lot of variables, you know, to the equation. I mean, the speed, you know, I mean, footwork, speed, you know, but all those things can be nullified like, you know, anything in boxing. So and it's just the momentum with Bud. I just don't see that just stopping that, you know, momentum. Is the kid is on a upward trajectory, and I don't see Amir Khan being the one to stop that or derail that. I just don't.
No, I don't see it either, man. I don't see it, because I think that Bud, like you said, he's just thinking to himself, oh yeah, Amir Khan, he's looking for an easier fight than Kell Brook. He's like, I ain't gonna, not over here.
Yeah, I mean, how dare you?
Do you think that's another question? Do you think he thinks this fight is gonna be easy?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's why I said, like, I mean, I'm sure it's more money over with the Kell Brook fight. Why is he even entertaining this? And like I said, even if he did pull off the upset, I mean, it's nothing but more dangerous for. So that's what I'm saying. Where he's at in his career right now, you know, why would you be wanting to, you know, get back into the mix at 147 with, it's just a lot of dangerous fights, as opposed to, you know, taking a fight that, and you say it's an easy fight. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely will guarantee a nice payday. And I mean, man, who knows, man? They could draw it out to 2 or 3 fights and, you know, really make a nice piece of change for themselves and really cash out.
Right. And that would be cool, because that's them on their little island.
On their little,
you know, their little thing. They ain't interrupting the welterweight flow. But this fight here, I won't say it really interrupts the welterweight flow, because all the other welterweights are taking.
They're taking the time.
You know, but him trying to act like he's in that mix it's a no for me, man. Because like Manny, he's fighting Broner, but there's something else Manny still has. Manny still got a little bit more.
is in that mix. You know what I mean?
He's like the wild card in it. You know,
it's definitely very different from. I mean, like I say, I mean, he's coming off like you said that Vargas when we got dropped, and then he blew this kid Greco out. But I mean, those guys weren't. That wasn't nothing really to toot your horn, blow your horn about, you know what I mean?
That's when they said Greco was like a former sparring partner.
Yeah, I mean, this dude, that's what it looked like. It didn't even look real. I mean, so you go from those two fights to jumping in with somebody who's like been really, in my opinion, dominating. I mean, dominating doesn't always mean like knockouts and just but dominating. Systematically, you know what I mean? Strategically, you know what I mean? I don't, that doesn't make sense to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, Amir Khan, maybe it's the competitor or the fighter in them, guys really want to, may feel like, oh man, I still can rock with the younger guys, I don't know, but I think it was a bad assumption to make.
Yeah, because that's another thing I was wondering about Khan. Like, Khan never really showed me that hardcore competitiveness like you see in some of these other guys. Like, even today with Spence and them, like, it seems like it takes a while for him to fight, too. Like, he's always looking for a big fight, even if he lost, Yeah. Like, sometimes it looks like he wants to be a money guy now, but, if you want to be that money guy, go ahead and get the big fight and cash out. That's why I'm just kind of wondering, like, what is his motive? Like, because I don't really see him fighting 2 or 3 times a year. Even before this year's fight, maybe this was the quickest turnaround he had, that Greco fight. And then he fought Samuel Vargas. That was kind of like the quickest he's fought in a while. So I'm really trying to wonder, like, if he was to win this belt, is he willing to defend it or unify? Yeah. Especially whenever... like we said, we got Pacquiao out there now, Porter, Spence, all these guys. So,
how old is Khan now?
Let me look at his age real quick, because Pacquiao, they were saying on the All Access he's turning 40, right?
Yeah. He definitely in the mid to late 30s. Ain't no question about it. He's been around for a while.
Actually, no, he's 32. Yeah, he's 32. He just, he got started early. He turned pro like 2004, 2005.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember. He started out his career with
a knockout. That's why it seems so long.
Wop, bop-a-loo, wop. Yeah, man. But I definitely thought he was a little older. But, he's still right there at the brink, ain't 32. I mean, you ain't old.
Yeah, he's older than boxing.
Yeah,
he's
old in boxing, definitely getting there anyway. So, and then think, he 32 with 4 or 5 knockouts.
Yep.
Devastating knockouts. So, I mean, in actuality, he probably about 45, 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because think about it. How old did we say Danny Jacobs was? 31, right?
Yeah.
So they're in that same age range, but who's the fresher? Who's the fresher guy? Yeah,
you already know. Yeah.
Yeah. So it do that, man. Like, once you see a fighter get knocked out either early in their career or consecutive times, you be like, damn, you had a long career, it's because of the way they continue to get knocked out or not try to choose another profession sometimes. Because sometimes I kind of think, Khan just need to hang it up,
I mean, definitely.
Kill Brook or no fight,
Yeah, I would think he's financially set at this point, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
Yeah, man. So we're going to, talk about it as it get closer if it do get finalized. But if you had to make an early prediction, you know what it is.
Man, Khan by first round knockout, man.
Dang, you said Khan get knocked out in the first?
No, he going to knock Bud out in the first round.
He's going to knock Bud out in the first?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Nah, y'all know. I mean... It's hard to see this going any other way, but for Bud, to be honest, I mean, not just because I'm a Bud fan, just even doing the math, I mean, doing the paperwork is just I don't see Khan being able to do anything that could really pull out the victory over Bud in this. I mean,
because when you're talking determination, accuracy, just all the technical skills that he possesses that you've seen him have to show in other fights before, You know, he dealt with Speed before in Gamboa, and how he jumped on him, you know, after falling behind a few rounds. He was able to figure him out. Like, this ain't really going to be nothing.
I mean,
I'm sorry to say, but yeah, it's really not really going to be like a big test for him, man. Yeah. So, yeah, early prediction, man. Yeah, sometime in the first half of the fight, I think Khan will probably, you know, get knocked out or stop, man.
Wind up going down. I mean, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, man. But something I want to ask you, man, move on to something real quick, man, about Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner. I mean, we're going to talk about it again next week, you know, as we get closer to the fight. But, you know, Manny, he said that he was looking to knock Broner out because he said whenever he had that Lucas Matisse fight, he knocked him out. You know, he had that fire again where he felt like, this felt good. I haven't knocked somebody out in a long time. Yeah. So, you know, he was like, I'm ready to go in there against Broner and, you know, score his knockout, make a statement. Like, and at the same time, he was just saying, like, you know, Broner, he's a funny guy. He makes him laugh. He makes him smile. And, you know, he knows how to bring in the crowd, but he was like, I'm going to knock him out. But what kind of respect do you think Manny really has for Broner? Just by saying it's like, I know Manny always goes in there, you know, 100%. You know, he always takes a fighter seriously. But do you think a little bit, there's a little part of him that's kind of going to let him go balls to the wall in this fight and just not be as cautious and try to knock Broner out early, man?
But the thing about it, and the way I'm already seeing it is, if Broner don't let his hands go, it's going to be an early night.
Yeah.
Bottom line. And he's been known not to let his hands. We know Manny lets his hands go, and he's going to be letting shots fly all night long. And I'm just thinking, if we see some of the output that Broner's done in this past, it's going to be a massacre. It's no way he can throw the amount of shots that he's been throwing in there with a guy like Manny. And I just don't, I don't see how that's going to really pan out. You know what I mean? Manny's going to be applying the pressure, and Broner's going to have to deal with it. I mean, maybe the pressure will bring something out of him, but he cannot, like, be inactive like he has been in his last, you know, fights where he's like, yo, let your hands go. Right. You know, so Manny, if he say that fire has been relit, I mean, that's something to me to take seriously. We talking about a guy who was brutalizing boxing at a certain era. And if he got a taste of that again, I believe that could be something to reckon with, eh? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, midlife crisis. You got the Corvette, man. He got the Corvette. You know, he didn't been speeding. He got that youthful taste again. He wanted again. I mean, I can't, you know, second guess something like that. You know what I mean? That's a threat. That's a threat.
Yeah, because for me hearing, you know, Pacquiao say something like that, it just made me say, damn, you know, like, he really wanted to make that statement. Because sometimes, you know, he just like, oh, I'm going to do my job, do this fight. Brandon Rios, you know, he went in there, put on a, you know, dominant performance, but it wasn't really like he was letting go. But now he talking about knocking dudes out again,
and
you know?
Never really, Manny, you know, he never really was a big trash talker or anything like that. And you rarely hear him talk like that or whatever. But, you know, when you know, said that he said that, you know, that felt good. You know how anything is, and you know, you wake up a sleeping John, or you know, you know how things can be when you revisit them, and it's been a while. You know, it could be a good feeling. You know, so you know, man, he's like, this is my you know, my last few shows, and I need to go. I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it's a threat, though, man.
It's a threat. Know what I mean? It's a threat, and I think it's damn near possible, because once you look at the type of fighter Broner is, you know, he's a little bit more stationary than some of Pacquiao, his past targets that he just knocked down. I think he could, man, just because, like, we saw how Broner dealt with Sean Porter's pressure.
Right.
And that's physical pressure, you know, getting muscled. He couldn't even do nothing much in that fight until that last round he caught him.
Right.
But imagine dealing with the pressure of punches coming at you, you know.
And I was just thinking about the Maidana fight too. You know, Maidana, it was pressure. It wasn't a lot of accurate punching. Imagine that pressure with accurate shots.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of them combinations. You know what I'm saying? It could be interesting, man. Broner, he gotta be on his A game that night. Ain't no quite no Manny O. You still gotta be on your A game.
Definitely, man, because it makes you think too, like, what really has Broner done to deserve this fight when he was, since 2017, he was 1-1-1. You know, 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw. And none of those guys were on a Pacquiao level, man. Like Mikey Garcia, you know, he won that fight, but he doesn't even show half of what, you know, Pacquiao does as far as, you know, a serious firepower, you know?
Right.
And like that relentless pressure of Pacquiao, like he ain't leaning on you. It's all them punches coming at you from an angle you can't really reach. And going back to like what you saying with Broner not letting his hands go, like Broner's got to the point where he doesn't let his hands go enough that his reflexes in the fight is kind of off. Because I saw when he did try to let his hands go against Mikey,
the timing was off.
That shit was off. Because like he threw something in Mikey. I can't remember. It was like an uppercut or something. But Mikey came back and like bopped his head back so hard, man, and it made him go back into his shell and not want to throw anymore. You know, because like he went in with them flashy counter, but that shit was way off, and Mikey just came back with a basic like 1-2, I think, and it just like, you know, knocked his head back. Yeah. So my thing is like, he's not really letting his hands go enough to even stay in a fight, man. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
That's how bad it is off. So when you got a guy like Pacquiao got that firepower and that fire talk, you know, and you kind of have to be worried about that, you know.
You do, man. You really do.
But shoot, man, like Broner, man, do you think he has a possibility of scoring a knockout, man? Like,
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Because people always mention that Sean Porter drop. Think that was his luck?
I mean, we seen him do the same thing to, what's his name, Emmanuel
Taylor.
Taylor. We know that, you know, he does have some power and it carries on to the 12th round when it can be done. But I mean, the only time we see Manny go down is from the perfect punch, man. Yeah, the perfect punch.
Against a guy who's faced him three times. Yeah.
So come on, I mean, once you start thinking that, you know, a guy like Broner can, that's hard for me to see that. You know, I mean, anything can happen. It's a fight, but it's easier to see seeing Manny get the KO than it is for me to see Broner getting the KO. I
don't even think Broner could get a knockdown, man. Because, you know, think about it. Floyd didn't even...
Absolutely.
Never even really squared on, you know, hit him square. So what do you think a guy who's not letting his hands go going to do, man?
No.
And that's the thing, man. Broner, going in this fight, man, he just got to let it all out because, like I said, this ain't really something he deserved, you know? So you got to take advantage of that, but I don't think he can, man.
Yeah, because this is like, I mean, the thing about it, he had other fights that, had he been focused, I really think that, you know, he probably could have did a lot better or maybe pull some of those off. But this one right here is like, this is a really testament to like your skill, Broner, you know, because this is an old Manny. We test you against an old Manny.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just going to be a lot revealed after this, man. You know what I mean? We test you against an old Manny. What would you do against a prime Manny? You know what I mean? I mean, Floyd fought him, 3 years ago now? I mean, they said he was old.
They said he was old then, so what do you think of...
What is it, you know?
Yeah.
So...
And same thing with Broner, man. Like, say if Broner pulled the upset, just like with Khan, what's he going to do next? Like, he never really makes a weight or stays dedicated to a weight, so, like, do you really see him staying at 147 if he did pull an upset, you know? Like, does he have a Keith Thurman on his radar or Crawford or Errol Spence on his radar, you know? Like, would he have that same mindset or would he just go off and say, you know, I'm just fighting for money, doing me, or, you know, fighting once a year too, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he got enough in the tank to deal with a Keith Thurman. I mean, any of the combinations you can put together at 147, a Keith Thurman, a Terence Crawford, Earl Spence, Earl Spence, any of them combinations there's going to be a lot for
Right.
Adrian Broner at 147. I mean, it just is what it is. Those guys have proven a little bit more to me than him.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, Sean Porter, Earl Spence, Terence Crawford, those guys have really been in, putting in the work and really, trying to move forward.
They really want to, that's what I'm saying. They really want to make statements, but him, it's always that question. That's why I was just thinking this man, like Manny and Bud, they should have been fighting, and Broner and Khan, they should have been fighting. That would have been a nice move.
That's the fights. That's the way it should have. That's the way it should have been at.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Those fights make sense.
Yeah, because that would have been money and a test for Bud. You know what I mean?
Right.
That would have been a good test for him and a breakout fight where Khan and Broner, they could do whatever they want,
And something like a Conor Broner, what I mean? Yeah, that's
plenty shit talking.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, plenty shit talking, and then that could kind of go either way. Broner could catch him, or Amir Khan could outbox him for 12 rounds. That could happen too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, fast hands and
hands and just the good footwork move. Being safe. I mean, that can happen.
Oh yeah, man. That's why I say better matchups, man. Sometimes they gotta look at this, man, and just say, let's get the ones that are gonna answer questions. Like Con and Bud don't really answer questions.
They
like
don't answer nothing. Man.
Don't answer, bro. But man, like before we do wrap it up, just remind y'all, January 11th on Friday we have Devin Haney and versus can't pronounce that name, Zolasani and almost like in Dongo, but I think it's like in Dongini or something like that.
Okay.
He's an undefeated lightweight, so it's a battle of two undefeated guys. From here, man, I think it's going to be a tough fight for Devin Haney, but I kind of see him pulling it out. And, I was watching his little documentary on Showtime, his little interview. When people call him a prospect, he said he don't want to be called that anymore. He sees himself as a contender. Mm. Like, what do you see about him, man? Like, when you seen him in his last few fights, do you think he holds that right to be called a contender now?
I think so, Ant, because he's been winning. For one, he's been staying busy. He's been winning, and then like the way he's structuring, his layout. He's 19. He's a promoter, so those things boost him up the ladder a little bit, in my opinion. And I really think it kind of puts him past just being a prospect. Most prospects are still trying to get on. Mm-hmm. He's on his own label. I mean, his own promotion company. So, because that's the thing. I mean, the way I judge it, it's not just all about having big knockouts and having, all these highlight reel wins. It's about consistency and moving forward. And Devin Haney's been doing both of those things.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He's definitely what you would say. He's definitely a fighter that's been graduating each step. He's been graduating early with honors, not the way you want him to get it, but the way he's supposed to get it. Is what I mean.
And on his time, and I mean, he structured himself so it can be that way too. And on his time, he don't have to really feel the pressure. Oh, people are making me do this. No, I can kind of move it. And I definitely can move my pace now because I'm the boss.
Right.
So I think for the kid to be 19 years old, I mean, that's a hell of a power move that he made. And like I say, inspires and opens the eyes of the young fighters to come to try to do the same thing. Put your destiny in your own hands. What I'm saying? Take control of your career.
Yeah, man. I agree with that, man, because it's like everything he's showing through his career, whether it's in the ring or out of the ring, those are the moves that you really need to make if you want to have a long, fruitful career in boxing. Yeah. Where you can call the shots and make the money, not have another man, telling you how much you make and taking part of it,
Yeah.
You could definitely see somebody like Devin Haney retiring comfortably, he definitely somebody that you see one day be like Floyd Mayweather,
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, he started it early,
Early, absolutely. Retiring at an early age and on his own terms. You know what I'm saying? But just being smart. You know what I mean? Being smart, and I mean, you got all kinds of fighters, but I mean, a smart fighter, you can't go wrong being a smart fighter. I don't think. You know what I mean? You can be a tough fighter, you can be a stubborn fighter, you can be all this stuff, but a smart fighter, I think a smart fighter always win.
Always, man. I believe in that, man, because we seen it's good to be tough. I mean, but when you're smart, man, you know when to be tough, and
Exactly. That's the difference. When you're smart, you
not
know
saying
when
you can't
to
be tough when you are smart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A tough person might just is always tough 365.
Yeah.
But a smart fighter knows when to play that role, when to turn it on, turn it off. So, I mean, I think a smart fighter always wins.
Definitely, man. I definitely believe that, man. And like this coming Friday, man, I think he's gonna put on a good show against a tough guy. But I see Devin Haney, I see him just putting on a technical dominant fight on this kid.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is another move to graduate from. He's fighting another undefeated fighter. Mm-hmm. That's tough, So from here, I don't know, man. He might be ready for a title in like 2 to 3 fights,
I mean, that he's definitely right on that cusp of, a title. And it's not like to me it's like everything is being timed out, and you know what I mean, because he could have had titles, he could have went and did something crazy and jumped on the belt, but everything is just he's being moved at the right pace. Mm-hmm. And because once you get the belt, things get different. You're a target on your back, everybody's calling you a lot of things may change. So I think he's just being real smart the way he's moving himself, and you know what I mean. When the belts start coming, he's a guy I see unifying some titles and doing some of the things that we seen, Terence Crawford doing. Unifying some divisions and moving up, and really just doing some things in the sport, man.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, because sometimes, to me, I've seen in the past, sometimes when a younger fighter can get a belt too early, I think they kind of miss some things along the way. Mm-hmm. But the way Haney's kind of moving along, he's kind of picking up as much as he can, before we get that title, and put ourselves in that realm of saying, oh, we got to be in this mind frame because we defending, we got to look out for this guy, right. We got to unify with this guy. But the way he's moving here now, I think he wants to make it so whenever he gets to that certain level, it'll be more second nature and more, just burnt memory where we can just go through the motions and get it,
When he gets the belt, he'll be trying to hold on to it,
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, anybody can snatch a belt for one fight, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I think that he that's important to him, once I step into that world title realm, I want to be a champion from that point on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, like I say, I really like what I've been seeing from the kid. He's not a knockout artist. Everybody is not a knockout artist, but just the smart things he's been doing, his business acumen to be 19. I mean, I gotta take my hat off to the kid.
Definitely, man, and I'm looking forward to him fighting this Friday, man. It's on Showtime. It starts about 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna check it out, see what type of statement he makes. But it's kind of a weird weekend in boxing, man. On Fox Sports 1 on Sunday, we got that Caleb Plant fight, his title fight against Jose Uzcategui. Yeah, we ain't got no fights on Saturday, man. But that fight's gonna be at 8 o'clock on Sunday. That one's kind of tough to call, man, because that Jose, he gave Andre Dirrell some tough fights. You remember that one fight where that disqualification? In that fight, I think he was putting some nice pressure on Andre Dirrell, man, and hitting him some nice shots. So I think this is going to be really a test for Caleb Plant to see what I've seen from Caleb Plant. Is he's a real disciplined, technical fighter, from the outside, patient. But we're going to see if he can apply that on a guy who puts pressure and can hit harder, than some of the past guys he fought, because Jose, he got some power.
Yeah.
Your kid got a little bit of power, so I would probably say I can't count Jose out, man.
Yeah.
I think that Jose guy's still kind of tough. It could pull an upset.
What network is that on at?
It's on Fox Sports
It's
1.
on Fox.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to these fights. Like I said, no Saturday fights. Then next week, next Friday, we got fights again, man. Demetrius Andre, he's coming back.
Wow.
On the zone. So that's gonna be interesting, man. They mixing the new year up, bro.
Yeah.
You know, no more Saturday fights. Wouldn't that be crazy to do some shit like that?
Sunday, that's
Sunday and Friday.
Sundays are for football, bro, not boxing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We need Saturdays, I think, Ant.
We definitely do need Saturdays. Like, even Fridays kind of pushing it because Friday, some people be tired getting off of work, you know?
Yeah.
So Saturday's that day, man.
Yeah, boxing is not like other sports. We kind of need that Saturday, you know. You need boxing. I mean, football any day of the week and baseball, you know. They do it all through the. But boxing is kind of, you know, the big fights is like a Saturday night thing. It has to be.
Big fights, definitely. Like, I think it's a treat to give us one on a Friday and Saturday, but don't put too many championship fights on like Friday and Sunday.
Yeah,
make
like
sure they on Saturday.
But the Sunday is just like super weird. That's not even like fight mode to me on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday's like
it's family one. It's just weird on Sunday to watch a live fight.
It is, yeah, it is, man. Imagine how the fighters feel. They probably like, shit, we got to get it though, man.
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, man. I think that's all I got on this one, man. As far as like what's going down in boxing. Anything else you want to say before we wrap it up, P?
No, man. Just, you know, it's like that sometimes. And some, you know, every week ain't a lit week for boxing or whatever, but it's always something going on. And we definitely got some really big, interesting fights, you know, coming up soon. You know what I mean? So just hang on. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Just because it's the new year don't mean it's going to be banging right off top. You know, it always grows. You know, we got to wait till the summer for them big ones.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, everything is like getting just set up and put in, you know, placed for, because once it hit, it's going to hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, definitely, man. But before we wrap it up, man, just want to give a shout out to our listeners and, you know, everybody that follows us on our social media. You know, still growing, you know, still enjoying the love. So make sure y'all just subscribe to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. And you can follow us on The Jab Effect at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But before we wrap this up, just let y'all know my name is Combo Breaker 99.
It's your boy Boxing P, y'all.
And we out.
Later.
Peace.